Here's the show so you can know and follow right along and watch Jill get strong. Let the entire nation witness Jill's recuperation. So let's go with the Recuperation Show. And welcome to the Recuperation Show, which has to do with a calcaneous fracture that occurred in my right foot because I wasn't careful enough and I fell off a very high wall while I was trying to harvest, and I landed right on my heel.
It's 10 feet.
10 feet, wow, okay, 10 feet. After that, of course, the pain increased, and after sending some pictures to some doctor friends, they said, you better go to the hospital because it's swelling and turning colors, etc. That sounds like a fracture. So that's exactly what we did. In Costa Rica, we have Social Security, which is everyone gets medical attention in Costa Rica. And in our cases, both of us are insured. So you just, go there and they automatically attend to you. So the day that we went, it was a Sunday. We didn't know what branch to go to. So there was one really close by here, and I couldn't stand any movement whatsoever. It got so painful. That in the car, just getting into the car and when the car would move or any bump, it drove me nuts, And I was screaming in the car and doing all kinds of things, driving my father nuts, of course. And finally it was very nearby, closed. The place was closed. My dad went in to look for a guard, and, the guy said, no service today. So then we went to the next closest place, it's called Mexico Hospital. It was about, 4 kilometers away. And we got there, and they said to us, you're in the wrong branch. Your branch is a different branch. But here I am screaming, and I couldn't stand it, and I was crying, and,
Let me just say, as a psychologist, if you tell half-truths, you're in trouble. Half-truths are false. It's false. And so nowadays, with the COVID-19 really on the rampage in the world over, our health system here is doing pretty well, and we have registered. We're a 5 million number of people in Costa Rica, and only 10 people have died. And many are recovering, and so there's something good about our health system, no question about it. However, you have to tell the truth in order to feel the equanimity of what the truth does for people. The truth will set you free, they say in the Bible. And we had a hell of a day in this Mexico hospital. That's the name of it, Hospital Mexico. Amazingly so, I couldn't believe some of the hostility that Jill suffered, being in excruciating pain. Now, I want to make sure that I'm clearly understood. The majority of the attention that we have received has been special, has been curative, and that's what it's designed to do. And it's working, and she's getting better. And this is the Recuperation Show. So I am easily moved to laud our medical system here in Costa Rica as excellent, especially in the attention that Jill has received. However, on this day, we, like one of our medical friends said, you just hit it wrong. You just hit it wrong that day, because we ran into some really, really ones. And one particular woman was out and out insulting, without any provocation. One doctor just walked extra slow and instead to attend to us, and he knew that we were seeing him walk, and he was just sailing quietly along while Jill was in terrible pain. And I'm a sensitive fellow, and that's my daughter that's suffering the pain. So you can imagine what I felt when I received the insults and saw this doctor taking his time. But even in that day, there were compensations. The lady who put on the original cast was very affectionate and considerate. So I'm not complaining, but I think it's important to tell both sides of the story. As time goes on in this program, you're going to hear more praise of the health system than the other side of the story. But it's important to recognize, especially for the people who are going to partake in the future of our health system, that they don't expect it to be all flowers and roses, because it isn't. There are pitfalls and difficulties, and goodness knows what happened in that day to those people that were very offensive to us. But I think it's important to mention both sides of the story.
Yeah, so anyway, that wasn't the branch we were supposed to be in, but we insisted because of the excruciating pain I was in, and they finally allowed us to go in with, problems and attitudes and like that kind of thing. But finally we were attended to, and they gave us very bad news. They said that it was a very serious fracture, that the bone had been like shattered, and that I might not walk again right, and I had to be operated on. These were things that we're very healthy. My father and I, we never go to doctors. We just are always healthy. So this, like, hearing someone say you have to be operated on, I don't even know what that is, and I had never contemplated ever being operated on in my life. And so, all these shocks are coming and whatever. And then they said, we are going to put a cast on you, but that's it. Then you have to go to the other hospital where you're supposed to go. So this very nice woman, I think her name was Isabel, she put the cast on me. She was very understanding, and she was trying to assure me, with all this bad news coming, that the cast was supposed to alleviate the pain at least a little bit. So then we left. We left with the cast on, with the order that we should go to the other hospital and get operated on. So they said, go home and get some clothes and like that for your stay at the hospital, because you're gonna probably be there for a week or who knows how long before you'll be operated on. So I went home with my dad, and we said, let's call Maria Fernanda, a friend of ours, a doctor friend of ours who also was part of our TV show. And she said, don't go to the San Juan de Dios now. It's too late. She said, go 5 o'clock in the morning. That would be the right thing to do, because they're just going to leave you there. You're going to be uncomfortable. You won't be at home, and, like that. So we decided to stay home. But then the pain, even with the cast, I couldn't stand it. I was crying. I was, a wreck, just a total wreck, and in lots and lots of pain with this cast on. So we called Dr. Maria Fernanda Sanchez again. It was the COVID-19 time when everyone was, you're not supposed to go out at night, never, You could actually be stopped by the police, but she was a doctor, so she did have the permission to be able to drive, and she lives very nearby to me, very, very nearby. So she said, Jill, I'm coming, even though we're not supposed to go out in the streets and whatever. I'm coming. You have to have this medication. I'm going to bring you. So she brought me these pain-killing pills, and she didn't guarantee that it would take the pain away because of the gravity of the fracture that I had. Well, this was like amazing. We offered to pay, and she said no. I'm doing this as a friendly gesture. And she told me that they were very strong pain-killing pills. She said, this is the strongest I can give you. So I took the pills, and, I waited like an hour, and the pain didn't go away. So I didn't sleep all night, and neither did my dad. He was right next to me. And we were absolutely exhausted. But getting near the morning, she said, take every 8 hours you can take one of these pills. I took the second pill, and then I started getting some relief. So we were so exhausted, no way were we going to go to the other hospital. So we both slept. And when we finally got up, it was very late again, and we weren't going to go at night or late to the hospital. They told us it wouldn't be worth it. So surprisingly, the next day, I didn't have pain. I had the cast, and everything. I felt sensitive, but I didn't have pain. And I started thinking, because of our philosophy of life, we're naturalists and we like to do things God's way, like that kind of thing. My dad calls it the mystic automatic sexual energy knowing. I said, I think the mystic automatic sexual energy knowing is curing my foot, because all of a sudden I feel sort of okay. I said, I don't know if I want to jump into this operating room deal, and, maybe I can do it with God's way, And so let's end the story here. We'll continue on the next episode so you can find out finally, how we resolved what to do about this calcaneous fracture. So that's the end of this episode.